my fan so it's off. And okay, well, this is my 3-year anniversary. I came here unprepared with like nothing to talk about except to just gab. I right before I went live, I was looking to see if or when the tickets for Bullet Train are going to come out because I was at the theater today. I went to see The Black Phone again. This is my third time. And they had a poster up of Bullet Train. And that reminded me that movie's coming out pretty soon, the first part of August. So I want to watch that. I listened to the book and it was pretty good. So I'm curious to see just checking to see if my mic was on. Curious to see the movie. They've made changes in the movie like they typically do. They obviously adapted it for an American audience. Looks like it's going to have some more actiony stuff than what really happened in the book. Like in the book, there's no scene where Brad Pitt is hanging out of the side of the train, hanging on to somebody. The diagonal works best when I'm doing. The diagonal works best when I'm filming something because I've got my screen segmented. You know, in the top area here is the Terminator picture, and then in the bottom area here is whatever I'm reacting to. So that leaves a really narrow portion for me, and so it just typically looks better to tilt it. But on the live streams, it doesn't. It looks a little wonky. Plus, you see more of my mess on my desk. So I try to keep it so you can't see that too much. Hey, Storm Shadow, how's it going? Thank you, Glenn, and happy birthday to you. Yeah, this is Glenn's birthday, as well as my channel anniversary day, except he's older than 3. My channel's only 3. He's a little bit older than 3. So, but anyway, I was just talking about movies. The Black Phone, you guys, the more I watch that movie, the more I feel like it's so well put together. Like all these little parts that happen leading up to the climax at the end, and these little things that happen along the way. And then when the climax happens, it's like all those different things that happened in previous scenes come together for the final moment. And it's really well done. I will probably add that movie to my physical and digital collection. I'm just so impressed with it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, if you like horror, I do recommend checking it out. It's got some of the acting by some of the kids. Like there's this one kid who plays like this really tough kid. He's the friend of the main character, and he's not the best actor. Some parts of his performance are okay, but the main actor is a really good performer. The girl that plays his little sister is so good. Like her performance in there was just, wow. Why am I wearing this? I'm sorry if I was yelling at you guys. I keep forgetting that I don't need those anymore. See, the earbuds that I use when I first started off the channel, I use this microphone pretty much. Sometimes I use like a desk mic, but it was a condenser mic, I think, and I didn't like I just didn't like it. So I felt like these did a really good job. But then I bought another pair because these are some really good earbuds. They're made by Beltron, Beltron, and I forgot the model number that this is, but I ordered another pair because I figured I should have a backup in case this breaks. And when I ordered another pair, it ends up that the model has changed. So in this particular model, the microphone is on the left side, which was perfect for me because, well, I mean, it's okay if it's on the right, but there was something about it being, I know it was something about it being with the new model, with it being on the right. There was something that was a problem with it. Like either I would hit it a little more often, or when I moved, it would just hit my clothes a little bit more than maybe on this side. And so I went on the search for a better microphone, just a standalone, or, a mic that I could just use instead of my earbud mics. And so I got this really cool little dynamic mic. It's called, oh gosh, the brand name is Mayono or something like that. I was buying all these different mics. I was just obsessed with researching mics, and I found this little one. It was quite affordable. I felt like it was very competitively priced, and it did a pretty decent job. So that's what I got. Oh, sorry. You call that a mess? Okay. Sorry. Yes, it's a mess, as is the rest of my house. And I'm trying to get it in order because my daughter is coming back from Puerto Rico in less than 2 weeks. And her boyfriend the plan is he's moving down here to try to settle here in our area. And I have to make a place for him. And so I'm trying to get things in order. Yes, no, you haven't seen the rest of this office. That's why it looks like this is probably the only organized part. Oh, and by the way, I meant to show this off. These are two of my brother's variant covers for different indie comics. This one is called Red Room. I heard it's really nasty and disgusting. He just did the cover. He doesn't work on the inside. And this one is Bunny Mask. He's done 2 covers for Bunny Mask. So he brought them when he visited last, and I put them on display behind. They're propped up against my Top Gun popcorn bucket. This is the perks of my son working at a movie theater. I get a bunch of stuff from the movie theater, like popcorn buckets. There's my Wonder Woman bucket back there, little Wonder Woman figurines, and there's Terminator 2 3D. No, not Terminator 2. Holy cow. Terminator Dark Fate, but I'm only using the Terminator part of it. My plan is to put it up on some sort of board to mount on the wall and just says Terminator. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's a mess. Honestly, it's a mess. This looks okay, but the rest, no. Scott Derrickson shouldn't have left Doctor Strange 2 because he's a good director. He's the one. Yeah, Scott Director is a good. He directed Doctor Strange 2? No, Sam. Oh, that's right. Okay. No. Sorry. I guess he must have been planning to direct Doctor Strange 2, and then he left. Yeah, his job. He did a really good job in the Black Phone. And the screenwriter, I forgot his name. I followed him on Twitter. Something Cahill. He did a really good job. I haven't read the original material that it's based on. It was apparently a short story by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. And I located the audio of it, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Felicidades, and shout out to the liaison of live streams. Thank you so much, Movie Man. I hope you're doing good. And I wanted to ask you, been meaning to ask you a question. Do you speak Spanish? I'm just curious. Because I have a feeling that maybe you've got some Spanish in your background, Spanish language in your background. So I don't know. If you do, that's really cool. You're so lucky. Thank you very much. It's hard to believe it's been 3 years. Holy cow. I did not do a year 1 anniversary because I wasn't comfortable enough to do live streaming at that time. The very first time I did a live stream for this channel was election night 2020. I was so sick of everything and I wanted to distract myself, so I played some Gabriel Knight. That was my first live stream and I was nervous. It was fun and I did a horrible job at gaming. It was so bad. Hi Tariq. I'm good. Like I said earlier on Discord, there's some offline stuff happening in the family that's a little stressful, but I'm good other than that. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. My goodness, all you guys showing up here. My self-tempered and messy desk problem by mounting everything on the doors of my desk cabinets, staplers, pencil sharpeners, transparent tape. Okay, that is a good idea, except my desk cabinets, it's not your typical setup. It's the desk behind me is really, it's like a piece of wood mounted on top of some cabinet. Let me see if I can tilt this down here. You see these cabinets here? These have doors, and there's another one over here on the other side, on the other side, and then I've got another one here. And the reason there's those doors, well, it's great for storing things, but also I list things on Amazon, just like stuff I'm trying to just clutter and stuff I'm trying to get rid of and get out of the house. And so I store it under here. And I can't really hang stuff on here because I would be knocking it off. I'd be running into it. I'm in a very narrow place. Like my first office before I moved into this new one after the remodeling that we did, I had more space. And in this one, I literally am boxed in a corner. I mean, I feel a little claustrophobic because my office is much more narrow than my other one. And I mean, I like it. I've gotten used to it, but I do miss my original one, my first one. Oh, well. I remember yes, I remember before I had 500 subs, and you were one of my very first subs. I remember that, Storm Shadow. I've never forgotten you. You've been around since pretty much the beginning. I really appreciate that. I started, okay, so technically I started in 2018, my very first okay, sorry. It's hot. The dogs are lying on top of me. Okay, Chibi. I started in 2018. Here comes my son. Oh, stop it, Turo. I'm going to ignore him. What was I saying? Oh, 2018. I'm ignoring you. Go away. Stop. 2018. My very go on. You're distracting me. I'm trying to talk to these people here. He's doing the sideways thing. Okay. You can't. There's no room for you to insert yourself in this picture. No. Okay. 2018, I uploaded my very first video to this channel, and the intention was go away. Stop breathing like that. The intention was to do like a decluttering type of channel, and then I put up my first video. I ended up unlisting it because my next video, which was many months later in July of 2019, I'm officially ignoring you now. July of 2019, and it was a reaction to a trailer. It was a reaction to a trailer. Give me that mask. Take it off your head. It was a reaction to a trailer, and so that was like many months apart. So these big plans I had of doing this decluttering type of channel vlog thing of me cleaning my house, and I realized I am not disciplined enough to keep up with that because I'm too busy with my day job. And so I was just like, crap. I wanted to do YouTube stuff, but I wasn't motivated enough to keep up with the decluttering type of thing. So I love movies and stories, and I was like, I got to find some way to talk about these things that I really, really enjoy, that interest me. And I saw people would do like movie trailer reactions, and so and movie reviews, and so that's why I started doing that instead. And that officially started July 12th of 2019. So I'm not counting my November 2018 as an actual, any sort of official date. So, okay, hold on. I've missed some stuff. There is some background, not enough to be fully fluent, unfortunately, but decent. So, that's cool though. So I'm going to assume someone in your family speaks Spanish or spoke Spanish, but that's really, have you tried to learn it, to pick it up, to acquire it? I feel like I'm on a continual journey, and it's never going to end. And I don't feel like I'm ever going to break out of like A2 or B1, B2 territory. I don't feel like I'm ever going to get to C1 or C2. But I'm still interested in trying. I'm still interested in, helping my comprehension grow. And so, I don't know. I do have a movie review planned in Spanish. I've written it out. I'm going to have to do a script for that, though, for sure. Because if I just try to talk off the top of my head, it's just going to sound so ridiculous. So I wrote a script for it, but I haven't filmed it yet because I've been so busy. I've been too busy to film an actual official Spanish language review. Post pictures on your Discord. Okay, sure. It's easy. You just attach a picture when you're doing a message. Since you mentioned the bucket, did you like Wonder Woman 1984? I was only officially starting out on YouTube then and hadn't found your channel yet, so I can't remember if you've said it since then. I actually did a review for Wonder Woman 1984 the day I saw it. I saw it Christmas Day 2020. My husband and I went to the theater and we saw it, and I enjoyed it. Okay, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one because, the magic's kind of gone. It's really hard to recapture and make better something that was really good to begin with, right? So I came home, I filmed a review for it, I enjoyed it. And then I started looking at reviews and I was like, wow, there was so much hate for it, like a lot of hate. And some of the reasons for the things that people had an issue with, it didn't strike a chord with me because when I saw the movie, that never even really was a thing to me. Some of the complaints people had, like that it was too slow, there wasn't as much action, that didn't bother me. I didn't mind that at all. I was so caught up in the story, laughing or thinking it was ridiculous that Diana was overpowered by wind at the end. Well, you have to remember she's battling the force of a god too. It's not like it's just regular wind. So, and how she talked the guy down. Well, I would have preferred that she not kill him. He had a young child. He wasn't all bad. He just was very misguided. And, so those things really didn't bother me. One of the things that I didn't care too much about Wonder Woman 1984 was the cheetah makeup at the end. But I thought her story arc was interesting. I liked the way she played the character, and I don't think they really needed to turn her into something that looked like that. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I've watched it multiple times. I think I recently saw it. I think it was Hulu or HBO. I think it was Hulu. I was watching it with the Spanish language dub, and it was actually a pretty good dub. I thought it was well done. Obviously the voices, doesn't match with the lips, but the acting in the dub was pretty good. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Pedro Pascal was the one who did the voice dub for his character, since he speaks Spanish. A first time video reaction? What do you mean, a reaction to my first video? I was so green. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. I had no idea what I was doing. And I kept stopping to talk because I'd always read that it's good to do that because of copyright. And then I stopped doing that for a bit, but then I went back to stopping during my reactions for a couple of reasons. I don't always stop on the trailers. Sometimes I do, like I did on Amsterdam, because there were things that were coming to me and just really striking me, and I had to say something at the moment. But some of the reasons I stop, and it gets under some people's skin, but whatever. If I don't mention something a lot of times at the moment that it occurs to me, I'm very likely to forget it later. And number two, for copyright reasons, for fair use, it helps your case if you actually intersperse the material that's not your material with your own addition to the material. So there's reasons for it. I'm not doing it to be, a pain to anybody. And I'm not doing it because I just want to gab all the time. I do tend to gab all the time. It's not necessarily that I want to. I do because I just kind of open up my mouth and just kind of vomit out what's on my mind, but I'm not doing it because I want to like annoy people. It's just I'm talking. So I'm talking. This is the way I would be if you guys were in the room with me. I've said this before. This is what I would be like. I would be stopping to say stuff or I would be interrupting to say stuff because that's the way my brain works. I think a lot of people are like that. I don't think I'm alone in that. Hopefully. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I'd love to see a reaction video to the cloud. Oh gosh, that movie again. You know what? I never ended up putting that in my live stream, my Letterboxd account. Let me hold on. I've got Letterboxd up on the other monitor here to put any movies in that might come up during discussion. So I'm not probably never going to watch that movie, but I'm just going to check it out to see what the heck. Is it even really a movie? This has been brought. Yes, it is. Oh, it's about a whale. I mean, a seal. Oh, like a whale. Okay. Oh, let me see what it's rated. It doesn't have the best ratings. Oh, Branson's in here. Branson Show, whatever. The dude from Perfect Strangers. He's also an audiobook narrator, and he's a pretty good audiobook narrator too. I've listened to several of his books that he's done. So if you guys aren't on Letterboxd and you like movies and reading movie reviews, it's like this awesome social media type site for movies. It's not quite as social media-y as like, Facebook or Twitter. You can leave comments on reviews and you can have discussion, whatever, but it really is focused around you building up and logging movies that you've seen and rated and reviewed, and you can put movies in your watch list. I really, really enjoy it. I wish they had an equivalent for TV series, though I don't really watch as much series shows as I do movies. I've played around with different sites, but none of them are. I mean, I don't know why Letterboxd just won't do a TV version of their site, or at least add TV series shows to the site. They do have limited series shows, like Midnight Mass is on here, but not X-Files, for example, because that goes on and on and on. Si quieres te puedo ayudar con español. ¿O hablas español? Oh, really? Okay. ¿De dónde eres tú? I'm curious. What Spanish do you speak? Like what dialect? There's so many different ones. I have trouble with some more than others. And it's the funniest movie title. It is a funny movie title. It sounds kind of bad. Like it might be kind of bad. Wasn't 100% confident in my film opinions then, so I remember the negativity was demoralizing, but I love the nostalgia of it, especially with the mall. Gets a lot of unnecessary hate, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry you didn't feel like 100% confident to express yourself about that movie. I've certainly got some verbal abuse or online because I expressed the fact that I enjoyed it. I thought it was good and, not as good as the first, but I didn't really expect it was going to be as good as the first. And I'm really glad I didn't watch any reviews or see any ratings before I went to go watch it. I really am, because I feel like if I'd gone in with that sort of negative cloud hanging over my head, I would have been influenced to not like it as much as I did. And I enjoyed it. Well, whatever. That's right. Bulky. Yes, I remember Bulky. There was friend of mine taped the Olympics for me. I think it may be Summer or Winter Olympics 1988. And because I didn't have a TV at the time. And I still have those VHS tapes. And in that there were two of them that she taped for me. And there's a commercial for Perfect Strangers, and they were advertising it's Friday night, right here on whatever it was, ABC, NBC, I can't remember, whatever the network was. Any Audible or audio? I have not read. I have not. Okay, I haven't listened to Gone Girl, And the reason, okay, Chibi, her stomach. I haven't listened to Gone Girl, and the reason is because I listened to a book by the same author. It's called oh shoot, Sharp Objects. It was also made into a series on some network. I can't remember. I hated that book so much, D. You have no idea. I despised the character, the main character. She was so weak and she was flawed to the point that I couldn't like her. I couldn't identify with her. You know, you want characters that are flawed, but have more redeeming qualities than not, and characters that you can at least identify with to some degree. And that character, I just, mm-mm. So when I saw that the same author had another book called Gone Girl, I was like, I don't know about that. So I read the summary of it and how it ended, and I was like, I'm glad that I didn't read the book. But let me think. Recent books. Oh, geez. Hey, you know what? Speaking of audiobooks, on our platform, soundbooktheater.com. Yes, I'm going to plug the company I work for. We have a lot of free titles if you want to check out some of the stuff we've worked on. If you like not visual, like graphic audio types of productions, there's some that we do on there that are completely free. One is Kaiju Battlefield Surgeon, and another one is called The Stars Have Eyes. We release those in episodes. We're almost done with those titles. But yeah, if you want to check out any of those. But I'm trying to think of a recent audiobook I've listened to. Crap. There was one I recently listened to, and I really liked it, and I feel like I need to go to my Goodreads and check it out. I'm on Goodreads too. But what I've been doing lately is listen to a lot of podcasts instead of audiobooks. It's kind of annoying because I want to get back to audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to United States of True Crime, Alaska. I got it on Chirp. Hold on, going to my camera's in the way. I recommend Chirp audiobooks if you want to pick up some really good deals. They have good deals every once in a while. Audiobooks for 99 cents. And so I generally buy from there instead of Audible. Damn it. Where's my Goodreads has changed. I don't like the new layout. Hold on. I'm trying to look up some stuff. Oh, you're from, okay. All right. So you would speak a dialect from here. Probably much easier for me to understand than if you were like, say, from the Dominican or Puerto Rico or Cuba. Those are the hardest for me to understand. And my daughter's boyfriend is Puerto Rican. He speaks English, but he's got that dialect that makes it really difficult for me to understand. Balky had a pet sheep named Dimitri. Can't believe I still I forgot about the sheep. Totally forgot. Was Gone Girl the one filmed in? I do not know the answer to that. Sorry, because I haven't read that book. Did a review for it before the negative, but it made me say, "Aw, okay." You like it when you're in the minority. I'm gonna go check out. You know, it's very possible I've already seen your review. I've watched a lot of your stuff, so I'm not sure, but I'll go check it out and see what you say in there. I always like watching your reviews, D. I always click on them, even if I've never seen what you're talking. Even if I'm not even interested. I watched your Elvis review, and I really am not planning to see it. I mean, I was halfway interested, but I decided not to. But I was curious to see what you had to say. Doesn't surprise me what you said about Tom Hanks' character, though, because he was grating even during the trailer. So I can only imagine how it must have been watching the whole thing. Sharp Objects wasn't nearly as good, and the main character was so yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't want to watch the series because of how I think the part where she knew her mother, what her mother was doing to her, and she still went along with it. And I believe that was one of the things that was just like, yeah, I'm done with you. I don't like your character at all. But the other thing was when she I believe it was with an 18-year-old kid. Now, granted, he was a legal adult, but still he was a freaking teenager, and she was many years older than him. And I just thought I was just like, yeah, no, that's that's not okay. You're kind of taking advantage of this kid. You're all messed up. Yeah, I just did not like her at all. Oh crap. The porn bot is back. Oh geez. Sorry, you guys. Thank you, Colin. It's hard to believe it's been as long as it has been. I miss D doing the live streams with us too. The past couple times he wasn't feeling well, and then the other time he said he was too busy with work. And I definitely don't ever want to put any pressure on anybody, but we always love to have you, D. So maybe you'll be able to join us for the 2006 podcast, which I'm not sure when that's going to be. Arturo and I are still watching movies. I have decided I'm going to probably try to watch The Departed. My cousin Corey will be so happy that I finally gave in many years later and watched it. But I think Arturo was going to see Inside Man. And there were some other things, but then he got sidetracked by starting to watch season 2 of Stranger Things, because that's how far back, that's how far behind he is. So I do not know exactly when we'll be doing the 2006 live stream. Also, if we do it, maybe it will be within the next 2 weeks, because in about 2 to 3 weeks, we've got a comic convention we're going to. My brothers are coming into town with their families, and so it will be really busy. We might do a live stream while my brothers are here. Maybe another live stream with our crazy friend Corey that we did that live stream discussion about Batman. I have no idea. Just throwing that out there as a possibility. So basically, to say, I'm not sure when 2006 will be. Hopefully not too much longer, but we'll see. It's just, things are busy on top of trying to watch films in preparation for it. Yeah, I know. I blocked them, but I have a feeling they'll be back. Thank you very much. I blocked at least one of them, but they usually always come back. The outfit was a good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I saw your comment about it, and that was really good. Now, was that a 2022 movie or 2021? Because now Arturo was asking me what are my favorite movies for this year so far. And he said, not counting number 1, which he already knows is going to be Top Gun Maverick, because I honestly don't think anything's going to beat Top Gun Maverick for me for this year. That Black Phone is probably my number 2. And then I mentioned the outfit because I thought the outfit was earlier this year. And if so, the outfit will probably be my number 3. I really, really enjoyed that movie. It was very, very well done. Yay! Good. We'll have you back, Dee. Like I said, no pressure ever, but we really enjoy having you on. And I know it's kind of crazy, how everybody's talking and we're all like, we're all trying to choose our moment to jump in. And then sometimes when we choose that moment, we accidentally interrupt somebody and cut them off. And then we kind of feel bad because we think we're, but it's still enjoyable. Still really enjoy them. And I love everybody's input, the different opinions that they have. It's just a lot of fun. Believe it or not, I figured out how to upload pictures of your... Okay. All right. When I get back on the Discord server, I'll check it out and let you know. I'm not super active on the Discord server, but it is a really nice place to go to for just some quick communication outside of YouTube. So I'm very grateful to Simon for setting that up for me. Love the outfit. One of my unexpected favorites of the year. Yeah, I saw your review on that, and I agree. It's just so good. Oh, and speaking of that actor, like I said, I'd never noticed him in anything before, or I didn't notice him as an actor before, but there was something playing on Pluto TV the other day, and I cannot remember the name of it. I think maybe it was called Blitz with oh gosh, what's his name? Oh my goodness. British guy. Oh Lord. I forgot his stinking name. I'm so bad with names. Dude from Jason Statham. Huh. I think it was a movie with Jason Statham in it, and it was called Blitz. And I heard this voice because I was playing it while I was working. Because some of the work I do, I can just have stuff on and sort of halfway pay attention. And I heard this voice, and I was like, it sounds like that guy from The Outfit. And I looked up, and sure enough, it was him. He was a bit younger, but yeah, it was him. So, yep. What do you think the boy? Okay, Storm Shadow, I haven't gotten there yet. I've only seen through episode 2 because I haven't filmed another reaction to the boys since, when I did it a couple weeks back, or Cobra Kai. And that's mainly been because I was caught up with Stranger Things, I was doing stuff around the house, I was involved with work. Then we did the Stranger Things live stream discussion. So I haven't had a chance to, focus on filming. I was hoping to do that last week, and I didn't. I wasn't able to. I'm hoping to do that this week. Maybe tomorrow I would like to watch one or the other and hopefully get it edited in time to put it up the next day. I'm not sure. So I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely aiming to, not let it drag out as long as Lethal Weapon has. I have watched maybe 6 or 7 episodes of Lethal Weapon, and now that I know how to record and the audio better so that it's much easier to edit, I'm going to get back to that, but I do not know if I'll continue Lethal Weapon after season 1 because Riggs is starting to get under my skin. His behavior. There was this one, the recent episode that I watched, the recent episode that I uploaded that I watched a year ago. There was some stuff he did in there that really annoyed me. I just thought he was way over the line. Like the way he was acting, I did not appreciate that at all. Yeah, 2000s. It was like a play. That was actually my thought when I was watching it, was that this would make for an excellent play. Very easy. It's all in one location. And the simplicity of it, and yet the how captivating it was, the way it just really drew you in and you did not know what was going to happen next. Arturo has not seen that yet. So hopefully he'll be able to watch it at some point. Yeah, we're going to watch Inside Man this past Sunday. We were going to start it, but we ran out of time. It was before Arturo had to go to work, and we decided to start Stranger Things season 2 so that he could maybe catch up with that in time for when his uncle comes into town, because he hasn't seen season 4 yet. So maybe we'll watch it together. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Mom had to keep herself from cussing when that character slept with the 18-year-old getting in the right. See? So I'm not the only one that thought that was really twisted. So that obviously happened in the show. I just don't think I could have watched that show without. I mean, I don't want to watch a show and be pissed, perpetually annoyed, and dislike the main character. And I dislike that character so much in the book. I just was like, yeah, nope. And I like Amy Adams, but not going to do it. So yeah. Well, I'm glad to know that your mom also noticed that was really twisted. I just felt like that was that was just so gross. And like I said, yes, the kid was legal, of legal age, but still, that woman was all kinds of messed up. And what do you do? Why are you? Yeah, I didn't like her. Didn't like her at all. When you see your brother, tell him the Southeast Asian Sasquatch sends his regards. I got him a Sasquatch shirt. Did he wear it during our live stream with our friend Corey during the Batman live stream? I can't remember if he did or not. He brought it, and maybe he did wear it. But yeah, I will tell him. He is one of the brothers coming down. My other brothers, that the plans are that they will both be here. It's very rare that we're all 3 together, so hopefully it works out. It's okay if I ask you some other time. I was curious. I'll wait. Oh, no, it's okay. Which episode are you? Yeah, like I said, oh, No, 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 not season 2. I'm on, did I say season 2? Crap, I'm sorry if I did. Episode 2 of season 3. I'm not that far behind on The Boys. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. It's been a good long while. I've got things lined up to do. There was a suggestion that Simon had made. I think it was Simon had made the suggestion of doing a video about how I get access to free movie screeners. So I started working on putting that together. And basically, by putting that together, I mean, I started making a list of the different sources that I go to. And not all of those sources have sent me any movies or have enabled me to watch movies, but they are sources if you want to check them out. But I got to go back through and double check and make sure I'm not leaving any out. So yeah, that's, one of my plans. And then, like I said, the movie review in Spanish that I want to do for a movie that I feel is underrated. We did talk about it during one of our live stream discussions. I think it's from the year 2000. It's for The Gift, starring Cate Blanchett and Hilary Swank, Keanu Reeves and Katie Holmes and Greg Kinnear. I've always enjoyed that movie. So I decided I wanted to talk about it. No, I haven't seen the new Thor, and I have no plans to see the new Thor. I have no interest at all in the new Thor for a couple reasons. One, as soon as I found out Natalie Portman was coming back, I lost almost all interest in watching it. Two, Taika, I think that's the right way to say his name, because initially I was calling him Tika. Taika, I feel like his brand of humor is starting to wear thin, and feels like his humor is misplaced in this film in certain situations. Like, there's really serious moments that are happening and humor is injected into it, which just kind of takes all of the oomph out of the sentimental feeling of what's happening. And MCU movies are kind of, a lot of them are losing their luster for me, like I figured they would. The series shows also are just not super appealing to me. I did finish Moon Knight, and I did intend to do a review because I wrote a bunch of notes about it. I actually enjoyed that show for the most part. I had some issues with it, but I think the what I enjoyed about that show was Oscar Isaac's performance, and he's not one of my favorite actors. In fact, I've mentioned him before. Specifically, Colin was kind of surprised to find that I was just like, he just doesn't do anything for me as an actor. And he doesn't typically, but I've always liked him in what I see him, and he's always done a good job, but he's never been an actor that's been like someone that really motivates me to watch his stuff. But I was interested to watch him in Moon Knight, I think specifically because the subject matter, I didn't know much about the Moon Knight character. I just knew he was like split personality type deal going on, and I really enjoyed how he brought that to life, especially the character of, was it Steve? Steve was the English character, Mark was the other guy. I really like how he played Steve. And so yeah, but I have not filmed a review for that yet. Have you seen? No. What a headache. I was just clowning it on my IG story the other day. Oh, okay, dogs. They both jumped out of my lap. I think they hear their daddy in the other room. I have not seen that. I heard about it, and I heard it was kind of crazy. So I might watch it at some point, but I haven't. I think my favorite Statham movie so far is probably, oh, you know what? I was going to say Wrath of Man, because that's a really good movie. But I also really liked him in Snatch. And I know he's in I think he's in some other Guy Ritchie films that I haven't seen yet. And I liked him in Cellular. He was bad in there. I think that was the first movie that I noticed him as an actor was in Cellular with Kim Basinger and Chris Evans and Jessica Biel and uh, something Macy, William H. Macy. Is that his name? So, but no, I haven't seen that yet. I read the like the movie spoiler or summary of it, and I heard about some of the crazy stuff that was in there. I was like, wait. In Malaysia, I mean, accidentally, Disney delayed it. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm curious to know why. I wonder if they'll ever say. Don't know. I wonder if there were any sort of issues that maybe the Malaysian government had with stuff that was in there, and maybe there's some censoring going on. I don't know. That might be completely inaccurate. 2 more likes will match the views, guys. I'm not on YouTube at this moment. Like I'm watching you guys and interacting with you guys through StreamYard, so I never see what the likes are doing. I never know that until later. Snatch it. Yeah, that was a good movie, and I'm really glad I had subtitles on. Do a reaction of the Toy War series, and then when it's done, do a review. I have actually been meaning to do a reaction of your Toy War show. Definitely the first episode. The only downside is the episodes get a little longer as time goes by, so I would be editing it down for sure. There are 2 movies has the same name, Gift 2000 and yeah, the Gift 2015. That one's different. I have seen that one. I thought it was pretty good. That has Joel Edgerton. And was he wasn't the director, was he? Or was he the writer? Let me look that up because I thought did he write that or something? Hold on. He did direct it. And he wrote it. There was a movie that Joel Edgerton played in. I like Joel Edgerton. I've liked him ever since I saw him in Warrior. Oh, I love that movie. But there was a movie he played in that I saw. Here it is, a few years back, and I liked it so much I bought the DVD. It's called Felony, and it's got Joel Edgerton, Jai Courtney, Melissa George, Tom Wilkinson. And it's basically it's a slow moving sort of character drama type thing, but it's about these 3 detectives that they get caught up in this situation. There's a child that gets some sort of accidents happen with a child, leaves the child's left in critical condition. One of the cops is guilty of a crime. The other one tries to cover it up. And then another one is trying to expose it. And the dynamic between these 3 characters, come on, Levi, come on. You got to find your way back up here, little blind boy. Come on. You can do it. There you go. You did it. It was really good. And it got a bit tense in some parts because you didn't know what was going to happen. And then I thought the way they wrapped things up, the way they brought everything to a head was really, really well done. I recommend that movie if you like those actors and that sort of subject matter. Toy War. It's a series my son has on his channel, and it's about these toys that are doing battle in a house. They're trying to take over different rooms of the house. And so it involves a lot of stop motion action and green screen stuff, because my son is like, he plays the general of the good guy toys, the good guy toys. And then his cousin plays the evil general, and he's another YouTuber. Our cousin is Corey Michaels Movies. And so this has just been this ongoing series Arturo has worked on. It's been taking him forever. Or he said, she said, yeah, that series That one features my mom and dad. And the little like bickering, that they do. A lot of it is kind of sorry. It's so hot in here, you guys. I'm sorry. I keep like rubbing my face and my neck because it's hot. Yeah, that one's funny. I might, but my mom and dad, sorry. Theaters were caught unawares with. Oh, it was due to the. Oh, interesting. Oh, there's the stupid bot again. Well, that really sucks. Wow, the theaters lost a lot of money. I mean, hopefully they'll be able to recoup what they lost when it finally shows up. Wow, that sucks. Jeez. Oh wow. I would pay good. Yeah. See, that's the thing. So like you said, it worked more in Ragnarok. So Ragnarok, I enjoyed it ish. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the character of Valkyrie because I'm not crazy about her as an actor, and also the character was aggravating. She was really aggravating, and I felt like Thor was ultimately was becoming a laughing stock in that movie, and it feels like in this movie even more so. And while I feel like his humor worked in that movie, and it works really well in Jojo Rabbit, I just feel like from what I've heard about Thor: Love and Thunder is that it's like on overdrive. It's even more so. And Ragnarok was already kind of like walking a thin line. So sorry, that's my dog, Jimmy. So cranking it a notch higher than what it already was in Ragnarok just feels to me like that's just probably is not a direction that he should have gone in. But I know that's the way his style is. But yeah, so that coupled with Jane Foster, her character played by Natalie Portman, I was just like, I'm just not. And then from what I understand, the Guardians of the Galaxy are only in there for a few minutes in the beginning. That's it. So, yeah, I really am not interested at all in seeing it. Are you going to do a review of it? I don't think you've done one yet. I mean, I haven't seen. I think the latest review you have up on your channel is for Bridgerton, one of those period piece shows, I think. Warrior is my favorite movie, and Tom Hardy and Joel. Oh, yes, that movie was so, so good. I saw that at a really sad time in my life. My grandfather had just died, and the family was all together. And my brother, Timothy, the author, had talked about how the movie was good, and I had heard it was really good. And so then we watched it, and that was so moving, and I was feeling particularly emotional already anyway. So it made a real impact on me, and it worked its way into my top 10. It's on my top 10 movie list. But since then, I've seen Justice League and I've seen Top Gun Maverick. So I feel like either some things are going to get pushed out of my top 10, or I'm just going to expand it to a top 15. No, I did not like her. I don't like her snarky, her snark and her attitude. And it's like writing like strong, independent women, it can be, you got this thin line you're walking. You can make them strong and independent, and yet at the same time, if you go a little bit over in this one, like in this direction, you veer off to this other direction, you can turn them into someone you don't like. But if you do it right, they can be someone that you like. Like, I'll give you an example, Sarah Connor. And also the character of Phoenix in Top Gun Maverick. I thought I wasn't going to like her character, but she was written very well. She wasn't like the snarky, oh, I'm better than the guys, and you guys are just idiots. It wasn't like that at all. She was part of the team. She was one of them. She didn't think she was any better than them. She knew she was as good as, but didn't feel like she had anything to prove. And that's the way, I personally feel like that's the way to write a strong female character. They don't need to go out there with some sort of chip on their shoulder against men and fighting the patriarchy. I hate that narrative. And they don't have to try to outdo the men. And they don't always have to feel like they need to compete with the men, be better than the men, just to prove themselves. Those characters can be written. But Valkyrie, she was not written in a way that I liked. You know, I just didn't appreciate. I don't like characters like that. So, and unfortunately, most of the time nowadays, it feels like when they write those strong and independent type characters, it feels like they write them in that way that is off-putting, to me anyway, most of the time. So, what's an example of an ideal and or female character that? Oh yeah, okay. So, that's exactly what I was touching on. Sorry, I didn't see your comment until just now, but that's oh yeah, no, you're joking kind of, but yeah, I gave you an example. Like there's a way to do it. Ripley in the Alien movie. I thought there was something I recently saw. Oh, okay. The Black Phone, the little sister. I know she's not a woman, but still she's a female character, strong female character. She was loyal to her brother, loved her brother, was tough and kick-ass, was probably tougher than her brother in some ways because her brother would get beat up a lot. He didn't really fight back. She came in there beating the crap out, or trying to beat the crap out of the boys that were beating up her brother in one scene. She does get off a really good hit, but she gets beat too. But she's really spunky, and she's inherently likable. Like I liked her character. Who else? Trying to think of some recent ones that I've seen. You don't often see them written very well. The character, I thought Jennifer Connelly's character was written very well. Top Gun, I keep coming back around to Top Gun Maverick. She was strong. She was independent. She didn't put down the men around her. She was compassionate and caring, but strong, like I said, and understanding and supportive. And maybe these are, outlooks or viewpoints that people of certain groups, like let's say feminists or whatever, maybe they don't like that. They don't like it for a woman to be supportive and caring of the man in her life or the men around her. But I think that's important. And so it's possible to write women that way, but unfortunately they write them in a way that's opposite of that. I don't need a man. You men are stupid. Men are pigs. Men are dumb. I'm stronger than you. I'm better. And the woman comes in and she just kicks butt, and she can take out. There was a movie I saw recently where some girl came in and she was like beating up people left and right, and it was like there's no way. There's just no way. Now I can't remember what it was. It was either a TV show or it was a movie. I wrote. Oh yeah, okay. So Artur's given some examples. Sango. I don't know that character. Yeah, Lara Croft. Resident Evil characters. Tifa. Characters in G.I. Joe. Yeah. So I don't know. A woman that is able to stand up for herself, but without being overbearing and assholey in the process, and not trying to act like she's better than the people around her, especially better than, like, let's say, the men around her, like she's got some sort of point to prove, that sort of thing. The character of Catwoman in Batman Returns, I liked the way Michelle Pfeiffer, the way that character was represented, the way she was played. She was strong. She was tough. She was also vulnerable. And she wasn't downright awful and evil. She did these little Catwoman-y things, but when it came down to it, she wasn't like anti-man or anything like that. But she had a score to settle with the guy that killed her. So stop saying. Yeah, that's my son. If you did, I'm sure you know that already, but yeah, he was spamming. Um, yeah, Lilu, her as well. Long Halloween, Batman, Catwoman. I have not watched that yet. Oh, you guys, there's so many movies, so little time. Um, anyway, I was before talking about Felony. That came out in 2013, and I'm gonna check Letterboxd and see where it's available. Okay, it's on. It's free on Plex. If you guys want to check it out, it's on Tubi. I think it's free on Vudu right now. It can be seen on Pluto TV. Now, I was just looking for like the free ones. I know that the Roku channel. So if you're interested to check that out, I think it's worth the watch. Excuse me. I'll put a link up. I don't know if they'll let me. They might not let me. Anyway, I don't know. It was a slow burn type of movie. I enjoyed it. I've only seen it once. Maybe if I rewatched it, I wouldn't like it as much. Oh, I've been watching The Terminal List. I've been enjoying it so far. I think I've seen 3 episodes. And I kind of, when my husband's done with the TV, I take it over and I watch an episode. I hold him captive to stuff I watch sometimes. Like he was exposed to Stranger Things. And so I've been watching Terminal List. And I think he's been getting into it a little bit. But I would like to watch another episode sooner than later. I'd like to finish it before, months and months go by. Seems like female anime characters seem to be written better sometimes. Yeah, sometimes they do. Games, yeah. Princess Leia, here goes Arturo. Meryl, Metal Gear, a guest. By anthology, do you mean things like American Horror Story? Slasher. I did like American Horror Story. So some anthologies like let's say The Outer Limits or Amazing Stories or Tales from the Crypt. Those are okay, but those are typically one episode. Each episode is a new story. I am not the hugest fan of that type, but I have watched several of them. The anthologies that I probably like the most would be things like The American Horror Story, where each full season is an actual separate story. But I haven't seen American Horror Story in forever. And I started watching season 3 of Slasher because I'd seen the first 2 seasons and I enjoyed them. But season 3 of Slasher was just the characters were annoying and it had all of that messaging in there, patriarchy and other stuff that was mentioned. It was so over the top. It wasn't just here and there, but it was over the top. And some of the characters were just like ridiculously over the top, the way they were portrayed, very stereotypical idiocy stuff going on. And I was just like, I don't think I can continue to watch this. So I haven't gone back to it. I really like the female characters in Blade. I remember liking Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, Casey in Split, Miranda Priestley, and the Baroness from Ever After. I don't think I've seen Ever After. That's the one with Drew Barrymore, right? Or if I did, I never finished. I wasn't crazy about Furiosa in Mad Max. Part of it was because I'm not crazy about Charlize Theron. But also because her character rubbed me wrong. She was off-putting. But the female characters in Blade, yeah, I liked like the girl in the first Blade. I liked her. The girl in the second Blade, the female vampire, I liked her as well. I thought she was done well. Jessica Biel's character in the third one, she was okay, but she was all right, but she kind of came off like she was trying to be so tough and awesome. And I was like, yeah, that's not working too well for me. Like she overdid it, I felt a little bit. I don't know how much of that was her and the way she played it or the way her character was actually written. I felt like some of it was her, but also some of it was probably her character. Also one called Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah, I started watching that and never got past the first few minutes of the first episode. Just it didn't grab me, so I didn't return to it, but it doesn't mean I won't because I've heard it's really good. So I've heard the good character development of the I like the good character development of the main female character in Muriel's Wedding. I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, she was. I like her. I like her acting. Um yeah, okay. Maybe I'll check that out sometime. I recognize the title, but I really don't think I ever saw it. If I did, I completely forgot about it. The very first time I noticed Toni Collette was in The Sixth Sense. I thought she did an excellent job in that movie. I really liked the way she played that character. I love complexity and depth to any character, including women, but too often there's a shallow and superficial approach. There's so many layers to what strength is, and it doesn't just look one way. Exactly. Yeah. For a woman to be strong, she doesn't have to necessarily be able to beat every guy in the room around her or be built like a man. So it's just there's so much nuance to actually what makes a good character, and too many times I feel like writers today, they're just like, oh, strong woman means like she's just like a man. It doesn't work that way. And that's why I'm not crazy about a lot of the strong females in movies today. Starting to micro sleep. Better to do something about it. Bye. Thanks for joining. Oh, thank you for that. For the record, Fury Road is not the same as the original Mad Max trilogy. I watched Fury Road, as I've said. Not only was Furiosa rather aggravating to me, but that movie in general, I didn't like that movie. I know it's got really high ratings, and so that's why I thought I was gonna enjoy it. But I remember watching it. I think I talked about this in one of the previous live streams. Sorry, I'm distracted. My dog. She acts like she might want to try to get up here, but I can't tell. We're watching it, and there's all this crazy stuff going on. This chase in the desert, and these guys with electric guitars strapped to these swinging things on the vehicles, and they're swinging way out here and way out here in the middle of these battles. It was just so ridiculous, you guys. I was watching it with a friend of mine at the time, and we both just looked at each other like, what? This is so dumb. So no, I didn't care for that one, unfortunately. But oh well. Okay, yeah. Oh, Silent Hill is another movie you want to see, Arturo, but I don't know how much you're going to really like it because it was all right. It's not the best, right? A lot of them don't, unfortunately. Oh, you forgot about that? Wasn't that like the main theme of it? And I felt like the movie was just one long chase scene. They go to this place and then they run away. They run back away from this place. I don't know. There was just so much over the top stuff in there. I couldn't. So then they announced that they're going to do a Furiosa, and I was like, nah, I think I'll pass on that one. I'm not interested. Then of course she shows up in Doctor Strange. The girl that plays young Princess Leia is a great little actress, despite the writing and directing. Yeah, I haven't seen Obi-Wan. I was interested to see it, and then I heard about all the issues with it, and I was like, oh, jeez. But I found a fan edit where someone took all the episodes and they whittled away the stuff that doesn't matter. And they created like a 2.5 long movie of the Obi-Wan show. And they made it available for download. And I don't remember where I saw it. I will try to remember to put it up in the write a note on my hand. I'll try to remember to put it up in the comment section, community section of my YouTube. So I downloaded it, but I haven't watched it yet. I think I might watch that. But one thing about Obi-Wan, from what I understand, like there were all these continuity issues and some stuff that happened in there that did not match at all with the canon from the original movies. Oh, jeez. My hand's all oily, so I can't write on it. I'll try to remember to put that link up for you guys. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Um, oddly enough, I have not. I have only seen. I've only seen the Thunderdome movie. I haven't seen any of the other Mad Max movies. I have 2 dogs right now. We used to have 3. We used to have 4. Holy cow. But the other 2 passed away. One in 2020 and one in 2021, about a year apart. So the 2 that we have left now are Chihuahuas. I've got Levi here. He's lying in the chair beside me, and he's a little old man. I don't know how old he is, honestly. We got him and Chibi. This is Levi. And poor little Levi is half blind. He can't see, he can't see sometimes. But this is Levi, and he was named after Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. And the other dog we have, Chibi. I think she decided to sit in the chair over there. She's a Chihuahua too, and she's just named Chibi because she's a Chibi. She's little, like Chihuahuas are, and she's a brat. So she matches her name. No, I can't. Oh, for Obi-Wan? I got to look it up, Arturo. I downloaded it, and now I don't remember. I got to look it up. I'll look it up for you guys. The Munsters trailer dropping on Wednesday. New Rob Zombie movies. Oh, the Munsters. I guess I either didn't know he was doing a Munsters movie or I forgot. So I'll try to keep an eye out for that and check it out. I really enjoy Ever After. Depending on what you like, it may be too romantic or lovey-dovey, but I love the depth to the characters and how they subvert the shallow aspects of the original story. I want to say I've seen it, or at least I've seen part. Doesn't it have is Angelica Houston like the Wicked Stepmother or something? I don't remember. And was Gray Scott in there? Well, I've got Letterboxd up. I can just look it up myself. Sorry. It's kind of like I don't notice I've got this resource right here in front of me, just like I was watching an episode of The Boys season 2, and people were showing up. I was like pausing it. Who is that? Who is that? And it's right there on the sidebar. I never even noticed. I know that it does that on Amazon, but I never even like tilted my eyeballs to the left to see the sidebar, and my questions would be answered. I didn't realize that until I was editing my video later. It's like, oh, there they are, right there. Well, I have Chihuahua mixed with you know what? A Rottweiler mixed with a pit bull. Wow, you've got 2 completely opposing sizes. You know what? Our sweet little fur baby that passed away in December was a Chihuahua mixed with a rat terrier. I'd love to see a picture of your dog if you could share it sometime. I'd like to see what he or she looks like. If your dog looks anything like ours used to. What are some films you enjoy in genres you either despise or aren't the biggest fan of? Oh, Sound of Music. I'm not crazy about musicals. Oh shoot. It's funny you asked me that because I was thinking about some movies that I've seen. Liar Liar, and I'm not crazy about comedy. Warrior, I'm not crazy about character drama. I really classify Warrior as a character drama. So Warrior. What else? Shoot. Can't think. Maybe Felony. That's kind of like a character drama as well. I'm trying to think of comedy is probably comedy and romantic comedy. There's like a romance type of I'm not big on romance, y'all, but I'm trying to think of a romance movie that I enjoy. Oh, Just Friends. That's kind of like a romance comedy. I like that. Um, you know, there are genres I don't particularly gravitate towards, but there are definitely certain movies within that genre that I appreciate. Just like maybe there are certain genres of song or music that I'm not crazy about, but there might be some songs within that group that I will appreciate. So thank you, Storm Shadow, and thanks for being around, sticking around for 3 years with me. Okay, thank you. I'll check it out. Aeon Flux. I've seen that a few times, not really paid complete attention to the plot. Angelica Houston. Do Grace Scott. Yeah. Okay. I might have seen it. And just completely forgotten. Hey Joe, how you doing? What good movies have you seen lately? Have you seen Maverick and The Black Phone? I bet you've probably seen the Minions movie, right? I haven't seen that. I've never seen any of those films. Serendipity. I haven't seen Serendipity, but I have seen 13 Going on 30. I like that. I like 13 Going on 30. Oh, I know. Remember Me. It's like a romantic drama. It's got David Duchovny and crap, what's her name? Millie Driver. Minnie Driver or Millie Driver, whatever. That girl. That's a good story. I really like that. I think I've talked about that before too. It's about this girl who needs a heart transplant, and she gets a heart transplant. And then she meets this guy who's recently lost his wife, and they fall in love, and then she finds out the heart that she got was from his wife that passed away. That was a really sweet story, very feel good story. I like that. I do. I watch anime sometimes. I'm not as into anime as my kids are, but yeah, I watch anime. In fact, I think the last anime I watched with my son when it was coming on Toonami was Attack on Titan. Like, what season are we in? 3, 4? And then it's done. So waiting for the next part of this final season, which I don't know when it's going to come out. But I'm not watching any at the moment. Well, we've been watching Castlevania, but that's not your typical anime. We haven't watched it for a while. We've also been watching Steins Gate, but we're really behind on all those episodes. So some of the anime I've seen, obviously, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hellsing Ultimate, Witch Hunter Robin, stuff like that. Those were the 2 romantic comedies I could think of off the top. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen Serendipity, but 13 Going on 30. I've seen that. I like that. I like Jennifer Garner. So I think the perception of this Cinderella is that she's strong, but she's been raised by her father and hardened by rough circumstances. Not overselling, but it's another good example of that. I have a feeling I would probably enjoy that movie if I actually did watch it. If I saw it, I probably enjoyed it the first time, but I'm guess obviously not enough to return to. Or maybe what I did was I started it and didn't finish, which is entirely possible. So, I don't know. Serendipity. Is Serendipity, does that have Ben Affleck in it? Hold on. No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, it's John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. Okay, I'll put it in my watch list. I have a feeling my husband likes like romantic comedies. He might like it. Girl Interrupted. That's the one with Is that Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie? I've seen parts of it. I haven't watched the whole thing, I don't think. Besides the awesomeness of Peacemaker, what are some theme songs slash TV show intros that you love? Oh, the intro to Teen Wolf. I like that. The intro to Stranger Things. That's not very long, but there's something about that music that really gets me. Um, the intro to Alias, the intro to The Unit, which was a TV show from like I don't remember what year, but it had what's his name, Dennis Haysbert in it, and different Robert Patrick. The intro to Dexter, and what else? I like the Mission Impossible intros. I like I'm racking my brain. I liked the intro to Stingray because I liked the song, and that was a show from the 80s. There was something about that music. What else? I'm trying to think of some others. There have been several, because a lot of times the intro to shows are just like, if it's done right, it's just really captivating, and I really love the music and find like a longer version of the music. The Unit had two intros that I remember. It had the military cadence song, and then it had another song that the same guy that worked on the first one, he wrote like a more in-depth version of it. And I remember I actually corresponded with the writer of those songs a little bit back when the show was on. I can't remember his name, but I liked the work he did on that. What else? Arturo, or there's some others that we like. Like, can you think of some other shows that we've seen that we really like the intro to it? Oh. Yeah. I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe if I remember some others, I'll throw them out there. Oh, Eagle Eye. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that movie the other day and remembering I had gone up to Boston to visit with my brother, and we went to go see Eagle Eye because it was a new release. And I remember I enjoyed it. And I remember feeling kind of let down by the reveal, but I feel like I'd like to return to it and watch it again. And I think maybe I would like it more this second time around. We did see Maverick and liked it. We tried to see the Thor Millions. It was sold out. Okay. Well, hopefully you'll have better luck. Maybe this coming week. Maybe you'll find some tickets. I think I'm going to go see Super Pets with my nephew when they come into town in the next couple weeks. So, favorite gangster film? So, I'm not super into gangster films, but probably this isn't really a gangster film, but it's got gangsters in it, or like, mob type, or, organized crime. The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey. It's a Guy Ritchie film. I also liked I was going to say The Untouchables, but that's not really a gangster film. That's about trying to capture the gangsters. I'm not super crazy about gangster movies. I think maybe I've seen Goodfellas. I honestly don't remember. I think I saw Casino. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I saw Casino. I don't remember for sure about Goodfellas. I know people love The Godfather. I'm not crazy about it. Guy Ritchie films, I think the reason that I like his, even though his characters involve gangster type or organized crime type, is because the way he writes the stories, it actually makes those characters identifiable in some way, or likable in some way. And in most gangster movies, I just don't care for them, even if they're supposed to be good guys and bad guys on either side of the story. I'm just not, I don't know. Airwolf. Oh, yeah. Knight Rider. I love that song. I like the Airwolf song. Yes. And here's some more that's you're making me remember. I don't know the Riptide one, but Magnum PI. I really like that Magnum PI song. Not the very first one that they had in the first few episodes, the first few handful of episodes or whatever in the first season, but the one that came after that. Really, really like that. And definitely Knight Rider. That's a cool. Oh, Doctor Who and the Deadwood. The Deadwood intro. I like that one. I know this isn't up your alley, but wife and I started binging the Office series. I never sought it out, though it's always been up my alley. Really loving your Cobra Kai vids. Great series. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am going to get back to it. I think I'm only three episodes in, but I'm hoping to get to that again this week. That and The Boys. I've heard honestly nothing but good things about The Office, but because it's just not something I'm drawn to, I've never taken the time to watch it. But maybe I will at some point. There is a series that I would like to visit sometime. It's on Netflix. And the only reason I'm mentioning this because I'm thinking of The Office, and then I'm thinking of the UK version of The Office, which then makes me think of Ricky Gervais, which makes me think of that show that he has on Netflix called Afterlife. I've heard that's really good too. So I would like to check that out at some point. I have so many on my watch list. It's not even funny. Mike Post wrote a lot of really good. Oh, okay. That's why I recognize that name too. I recognize his name. Are there any really frustrating movie conversations you've had in real life? You mean like discussions about a movie that's been frustrating? If that's what you mean, let me think. Maybe like if I'm on the right track, if that's what you mean, conversations about movies, like disagreements about movies, maybe. I've had some of those in real life. Most of the time those take place on, let's say, social media. But not necessarily just with strangers, like let's say friends on Facebook. And he's super in love with the Superman movie and I'm not crazy about it. Or I say he is. Unfortunately, he passed away not long ago, this guy. But he loved the Superman movie, the original Superman movie. And I, had made the comment that I just it didn't age well for me and it's just too campy and I don't care for the original Superman anymore. Back in the day it was fine. I think my favorite of the series was Superman 2, but just in general, it does not work for me. And I think he took that personal. He took it personally, and he was getting a little bit snarky with me about it. But so like stuff like that, and trying to have a conversation like that, and basically being told that you don't know what you're talking about, you're ridiculous. That like when it gets to like a personal insult type of level, that's kind of frustrating when people resort to that. But also not necessarily frustrating, but like trying to talk someone into seeing something and they've decided that I'm guilty of doing this myself, I think sometimes, but like trying to talk someone into seeing something and they've decided that they don't want to see it no matter what, even though they would change their mind if they saw it. That happens sometimes with my father. He has still refused to see Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't like Joaquin. And he's just, I'm guilty of that myself. Like I said, I've done that as well. So I get the frustration in that. But it's on Netflix. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like to watch it again with Arturo. Arturo, you've never seen it. If you're still watching, you've never seen it. It's got Shia LaBeouf in it. So, okay. Thank you for that reminder. Someone kept saying that Netflix was trying to steal and take credit for C.S. Lewis's work by adapting it into a Netflix original series. I kept saying it was licensing, but they remained clueless. Oh, but that's a type of frustrating. Oh, geez. Jeez. Sorry about that. That's the type of frustrating conversation you mean. Yeah, I had a few of those, like with Wonder Woman 84. Some of those would get a little frustrating because I got the feeling that there was this tendency to label by some people to label Wonder Woman 1984 as like a feminist, man-hating type of narrative going on, and I honestly did not pick up on that. I like that what that didn't come it didn't come across to me that way. And yet there was this continued, oh, it's woke, and I didn't really see that, honestly. So that was kind of frustrating. Oh, Black Widow. Um I enjoyed Black Widow, and I felt like the hate that it got in some circles was um I felt like it was undeserved. I did completely get why people were upset about the Taskmaster. That was dumb what they did with Taskmaster. I didn't like that myself, but leading up to that, like for me, the movie wasn't all about Taskmaster. For me, the movie was about Natasha and her sister. And I loved the way Florence Pugh played that character, and I loved the interaction and the dynamic between them. So that's why I really enjoyed Black Widow. And some things like that people would nitpick about it. I'll give you an example, and I'm not going to name names as to who it was, but there was someone on YouTube, maybe it was on Twitter. They posted up like this GIF of there's like this explosion scene that happens when her sister, is going to blow. Like, in a lot of the stuff that happened in Black Widow was unrealistic, right? You do have to suspend your disbelief when it comes, like some of the fighting in the air, that sort of thing. I'm not crazy about those sorts of scenes myself. Um, but I'll give you an example. So the sister like does something and makes this explosion happen, and the explosion just blows the sister away or whatever. And this person was like talking about how ridiculous that was, and nothing happens to her and she's fine, and how ridiculous and blah blah blah. But then that same person turned around and was just heaping praise on a particular movie that had a very similar type of scenario where this explosion happens, person gets blown away, but nothing happens to him. So I was like, well, why was it ridiculous in this one movie, but it's not in this other one? And it's just because maybe you don't like this movie. So then you're pointing out things in this movie that you claim are ridiculous, but yet it's not ridiculous over here. That sort of thing can get a little frustrating sometimes when you're debating with people about things like that. I don't click with gangster films at all. The Godfather put me to sleep. Casino and American Gangster were cool, but the rest do nothing for me. Not my favorite genre. Yeah, mine either. Honestly, I've never cared for gangster movies in general. And my mom and dad, they always loved The Godfather. I saw The Godfather. I saw The Godfather 2. I saw The Godfather 3. I didn't like either of them. None of them. And I still don't see what the big deal was. Was Superman? Yeah, that one was the one with Zod and the big tall guy that came with him, and then the girl played by Sarah Douglas, I think is her name. Yeah, they came back, and during that movie, Clark Kent, he loses his powers, and he marries Lois Lane, and then he has to make her forget, and then they can't be together anymore. So that one felt like kind of a tragic romance, sort of, not meant to be star-crossed lovers type of thing. So I like that one. Hello, Simon. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I don't remember if that had an underground bunker. I don't recall if it did. Did you see the conversation about Eagle Eye? Mm-mm. So maybe that's a movie you might like to watch. That maybe came out in
07.
Was it 07?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, I thought you just looked it up because you know about dates. I'm gonna look it up right now.
No, I was doing something.
08. So that can be a movie that we watch for 08. Because I was thinking about that the other day, that I would like to see it again.
I wonder if Mom will want to watch Valkyrie.
That's a good movie.
I don't know if she's seen that.
No, Papa was the one that went to go see it with
Tom
us.
Cruise.
I think 3 had Richard Pryor. Yeah, 3 had Richard Pryor in it. I'm watching Lightning and Thunder. Hope you have a great time. Oh, you mean like, wait, hold on. Is that a show, a movie, or are you literally watching a storm outside your house? Hold on. Oh, here, I'm looking at, D, getting back to your recommendation about books. Something that I listened to recently that I enjoyed was The Institute by Stephen King. Bullet Train. What else? Some ones that I saw I wasn't crazy about. So I'm trying to find ones that I enjoyed. Then, sorry, some of these that I've listened to and I don't remember what the heck they were about. But Bullet Train was good, and I liked The Institute. And Walt Longmire. I like the Walt Longmire series, and I also like the Harry Bosch series. There's so many book series that I enjoy listening to, and I like the Harry Dresden book series. I don't know if you like those sorts of things. What's your favorite and least favorite threequel? You wanted to fight Britt Radner over X3. You know what, D? I actually liked X3. I didn't hate it. It's the weaker one in the series, but I didn't hate it. So my favorite threequel. Oh my gosh. Well, that's tough because it's kind of hard to do threequels really well. Because to me, a favorite threequel means each film is pretty solid. So when I think of certain movie series that I like let's say Terminator. Obviously, Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, stellar. Terminator 3, not as much. It's okay, but it just didn't light me on fire like Terminator 2 did. And Mission Impossible. Well, there's more than 3, but Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3 are good. 2 is terrible. So I can't really count that. Okay. Well, no, this isn't a threequel, is it? I was going to say Halloween. Halloween Kills. Halloween 2018. Then we have Halloween Kills, but see, then we have Halloween Ends, so that doesn't count as a threequel. Gosh, that's tough because it's tough to pick a favorite. Maybe the original Star Wars. I was going to say Harry Potter, but no, that's not a threequel. And Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. 2, I wasn't crazy about 2. 3 was an improvement, so I can't really. Captain America 1, 2, and 3. Maybe, but I wasn't crazy about the first Captain America. So that's hard for me to pick. You always ask these thought-provoking questions, D, and it's really hard for me to talk off the top of my head. But yeah, as far as favorites, dang, I can't think of a favorite. Like ones that's been solid all the way through. I honestly am drawing a complete blank right now. Surely there's something out there, but I can't think what it is. Well, hello, Poet Boy. Glad you can join us. It's been a while since I did one of these just like casual chat things, just as they tried to ruin the He-Man series as being womanizing. Yeah, I didn't like the He-Man, that late. Oh, the one with that Kevin Smith did. I hated the first part so bad. I didn't even watch the next part. I didn't like it. Yeah. There were some parts about it I liked, but best He-Man movie was the one with Dolph Lundgren. Isn't that the only He-Man movie? Except for like an animated movie they made with He-Man and She-Ra, right? Way back when. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little behind on the comments. Sorry about that. Wait, hold on. Oh dear, there's the stupid. Okay. That W word is being run into the ground. I see it everywhere and gives me a headache. I didn't get any feminist vibes off 1984. Didn't like Taskmaster's twist without knowing he was initially male. See, I found out that Taskmaster was male. Taskmaster ended up being revealed as somebody different than who I thought it was going to be. So I kind of was expecting that it was going to be a woman because I actually was suspicious it was going to be the character played by Rachel Weisz. Because I know in the comics her character did turn traitor, and they for a little bit made it look like she was traitor, but she ended up not being Taskmaster, and we see who it was, and you know, then I find out, yeah, Taskmaster's a guy, and so that's I see the problem with what's been happening in the entertainment industry and other areas of society when it comes to like woke stuff. The problem is that's been so overdone that people are becoming super sensitive to it. And so now sometimes they just throw the woke label onto something, even if it's not necessarily woke. I know woke started off meaning something else entirely, but now it's kind of been co-opted and it's been just, you know, you see what's happened to it. But sometimes people are like, oh, it's woke trash. Well, not necessarily woke trash. Maybe sometimes people attach that to it because maybe an actor or actress in the show has said something dumb in real life, you know, like, or something like this, something very divisive, you know, very contrary, very, you know, hateful towards, like let's say, half of their fan base, which some actors do tend to do. I don't know why they do that. I think it's silly, but so then what they do is maybe they take the irritation of that and they attach it to the material that that person has worked on, and they've claimed that it's woke when maybe it's not really woke. They just are transferring their annoyance of that person onto the material. Yeah. So that gets a little old. I get really tired of seeing those thumbnails, you know, get woke, go broke, and all these people that had just seemed to be so hypersensitive to that sort of stuff now, hypersensitive to the point where they're harping on things where maybe it's not really there, but they're just like so conditioned that anytime they get a whiff of anything that they think might be like that, they just jump all over it. So, you know, that's getting a little tiring too, honestly. And I feel like that was going on quite a bit with that was happening with Black Widow too. They were claiming it was like woke and anti-male, and all the males in there were idiots or bad and clueless and bumbling and dumb. And well, there weren't a lot of men in there for one thing, because this really wasn't a movie primarily centered around a male cast. This was about the widows, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't get all the hate that I got. Some of the I understood some of the dissatisfaction, but not all of it. Yeah, you know, I didn't know it was a book, D, until I was looking for movies that were going to be coming out this year so I could do most anticipated list for 2022. And I saw Bullet Train, and I was like, well, that's kind of an interesting premise. You know, all these assassins are on this train and all of their missions are somehow interconnected. And I found the book. It was actually a book originally written in Japanese, so it was translated to English, and it takes place in Japan. So all of the characters are Japanese in the book. And obviously that's been changed dramatically, as you can tell by the trailer. They've also done a gender swap on at least one character in there. But the book I thought was really well written. there's a lot of back and forth and from the different perspectives. It's there is a tinge of comedy in the book. Oh, geez, scare me. There's a tinge of comedy in the book, but it doesn't look like it's nearly as comedic as the movie might end up being. And for whatever reason, the book was originally titled Maria Beetle, which is a character played by Sandra Bullock. But that character in the book, you never really see her character. She's just talking with the character, like the character that Brad Pitt is playing. And I can't remember his character's name. But you never really see her. She's just like this go-between, like, sort of, middle guy between Brad Pitt and whoever's hiring them or whatever. So I don't know why the book was originally titled Maria Beetle, because I thought she really didn't play like this huge central role. So, but anyway, it was a good book. I listened to it. I found it at my library and I was able to download it and listen to it. So yeah. But if you don't want to listen to it so close to the time that the movie comes out, because the movie will be out in a few weeks, I listened to it at the beginning of the year when I first found out about the movie, or at the very, very end of last year. So there's been a lot of time in between. I've probably forgotten a lot of details. Jaws 3 was horrible. Yeah, there you go. Jaws 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I don't remember anything about Jaws 2, and I don't remember a whole lot about Jaws 3, except I think it was the widow of the main character. She was the main person in that show. Jaws got into a sea park like SeaWorld. Oh, gosh. Despised it then because you loved X2 and it didn't live up to the hype. However, appreciate it more than I did then. The action is still solid. Plus, X Origins Wolverine replaces it. So, a lot of people hated on the Wolverine movie. It was okay. I didn't hate that as much as a lot of people did either. One of the things I really liked about The Last Stand, I think, was the tragedy of Jean Grey. And what Logan had to do in the end, and how it killed him to have to do what he did, and how he was the only one that could manage it. There was something about that scene that just really, I don't know. And seeing Jean slide, further and further into the darkness of where she was, that was just tragic to me. So I didn't hate it, but apparently there's those people back again. It's definitely not popular among X-Men fans. Oh, I can't get rid of this bot. I'm trying to put them in timeout. They won't go. Okay, there. Okay. RoboCop 3 was really bad too. I don't remember anything about. Chibi, stop. She's trying to scrunch in the chair. She just goes on a tear. It's so funny. And it's really loud. Yeah, I don't remember anything about 2 or 3. The best thing about Jaws 4 was Michael Caine got paid like $2 million for a week's worth and never saw the film, but said it bought him a nice house. I forgot there was a Jaws 4. And I forgot that the Michael Caine was in any of those movies. Now that almost makes me want to watch it just because it's Michael Caine. It's hard because there are so many whack ones. I remember mentioning the curse of the threequel for Bad Boys and how the curse skipped it. Yeah, I like all the Bad Boys movie. 2, I don't think, like, 2 is my brother Tim's favorite, but my favorite is 3, followed by 1, followed by 2, but I enjoy them all. They're all fun. And how the curse Skyfall was a really solid one too. Skyfall was solid, but Spectre was, I didn't like Spectre at all. I thought it was terrible. I don't know about you guys, but I get all my moral instruction from Do you now? Do you now? Said in Terrence Stamp voice. from last night in Soho. Love how you broke that. Great points. Definitely been co-opted. A lot of sensitivity projecting going on, even with Top Gun Maverick being that's see, that's a thing. So people were saying how, oh, Top Gun's popular because it's anti-woke. And I'm like, no, it's not anti anything. It's just not woke. Something being not woke doesn't really make it anti-woke, in my opinion. To me, if something's anti-woke, that means they're going out of their way to hit all of those, like all of those check boxes to make sure everybody knows how much you hate wokeness. To me, that would be anti-woke. Top Gun was not that at all. It was just this story. There felt like there was no agenda involved, no specific mindset that they wanted you to have. It was just telling you this simple story. And I loved it. I am in love with that movie. Honestly, if it is still in theaters when my brothers get in town, my brother Tim hasn't seen it. I will probably go back to the theater to watch it again. And this will be my 5th showing. My 5th. I've seen The Black Phone 3 times now today. Your fate, yeah, right. Oh gosh, I hate that movie so much. Bots need to be silenced. Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. I've been blocking them. They come back. And sometimes when I try to block, it gives me an error message and won't let me block them. So then the only other thing I can do is to put them in timeout, and then they come back again. It's really frustrating. This happens so often. It's super annoying. I don't like it at all. The trilogy where I love the 3rd film the most is the Evil Dead trilogy, Army of Dark. I'm not super into Evil Dead. So I can't make much commentary on it because honestly, whenever I've seen it, it's just been playing in the background when I'm working. So I haven't really completely focused on it. I thought that the Evil Dead series looked like it was kind of comedic, like gross comedy, horror comedy sort of thing. Oops. Yeah, we have, like I said, block and timeout. Block doesn't work always. They come back. Gene Phoenix's arc was definitely the strongest aspect of it. How some of the other characters were handled were more frustrating. Honestly, I could easily watch now and enjoy, but I never finished Dark Phoenix. I watched up until the time that Mystique died, and by the time she died, I didn't care. I was glad because the character of Mystique and the person of Jennifer Lawrence has started to really wear thin on me. And some of the stuff that Mystique was saying in the Dark Phoenix was just ridiculous. It was just so, you call yourself X-Men. like it would just, I could just like tear apart her commentary that she was throwing in Charles's face. It was just so ridiculous and over the top. And I did not like her at all. And yeah, just never finished. They could have done such a better job. I do not feel that Sophie Turner was a good pick for Jean Grey. Unfortunately, I feel like that was she was miscast. Captain Marvel was so bottom tier, which is saying a lot because Iron Man 2, Thor 2, and Incredible Hulk were a mess. So I'm not crazy about Iron Man 2. I'm not crazy about Thor 2. I actually enjoyed Incredible Hulk. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not crazy about Edward Norton, though, but I like the story itself. For me, probably Captain Marvel is the very bottom for me, bottom MCU for multiple reasons, including the fact that I am not a Brie Larson fan, and I felt like she did not help. She did not help the franchise. And that was where there were strong indications that the MCU was going to start to go off the rails with how that whole thing was handled. Bots make multiple accounts. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got mods. Maybe I need more. I don't know. Every time that phone rings and you jump, feels like we're it's an alarm. This is not my phone. So the reason a lot of times in the live streams that I have to be off by 12, well, there's 2 reasons. We have to be done by 12 because the StreamYard account I have is like limits to 4 hours of live streaming. But I really, really have to be done by 12. Like a lot of times when we stop a live stream, we can speak like, in the studio after when the live stream is over, but I really do legitimately need to go because I'm, like I've mentioned, I'm in a drug study for asthma, some asthma medicine. So I have to get this done. Chibi, I have to get this done by midnight. So the alarms goes off to remind me I need to complete my diary, which means I need to blow in this machine and see what my lung function is. I need to take this study medicine and I need to fill out this diary, and it has to be done by midnight. So like in the morning, I have to do it before 12 noon. And at night, I have to do it before midnight. Otherwise, I'll miss my diary entry and I'll be like, I don't have 100% compliance with doing the diary stuff. So this goes off and it scares the crap out of me when it happens. Every time it makes me jump. It does feel like being in a scream movie. Unsure how they get around. Yeah. It's annoying. Then they nerfed the Hulk in Avengers Endgame. Yeah, like you mean how they made him Smart Hulk and he wasn't really like regular Hulk anymore. Yeah, the blocking stops working, and timeout is the only thing that works for me, and then they come back. So that X-Woman line was literally made no sense for her character, or even made sense regarding anything that happened prior to that. It's literally a team of various mutants led by Xavier. Who wrote that? Someone with an agenda, D. That was written by a woke writer. That's an example of where it's really obvious, because there's all these examples that you could go back to that would poke holes in her entire narrative about that, and it made no sense. It was so obvious that whoever wrote that was not paying attention and just had some sort of dumb narrative they were trying to shoehorn in, some sort of like anti-male, pro-female narrative. All men bad, they screw up everything. The women have to come in and fix everything. That's when it's really obviously woke. That sort of thing. You can't miss it. That's so weird. I have to keep an eye. Oh. Yeah. No. Michael Myers doesn't need to come see me again. Now, Incredible Hulk, I said once, I was in high school then, might appreciate. That 2003 Hulk was terrible. It started off good. It ended really, really badly. It was, no, I did just so bad. The mutant poodle, yeah, the dogs, and then the whole thing about the fight he had with his dad, and he was like putting him into the electricity or into the, it was so, but the Hulk I'm referring to, obviously the Hulk within the MCU, I thought it was decent. It was, I liked it. Maybe I wouldn't like it as much if I rewatched it. It's been many years since I saw it, but Jeff, I don't know what else I can do. I've added you as a mod. I don't know what other sort of settings. I don't know if I can fine tune that. Maybe Dulcimeris could let us know if there's some other setting, because I looked up how to make people a mod and I found how to do it and I did it, and I didn't know there was anything else I could do beyond that. So I'll try to do more research about that. So anyway, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I was going to set a timer for myself for 2 hours, and I completely forgot, but it has been 2 hours. So I'm going to wrap up so I can do this and not be scared I'm going to run out of time. Also, I've got dishes that need to be done. Arteria Myers. And wait a minute, men aren't all bad? That's contrary to the narrative, right? I know. Well, I know there's a concerted effort to make people feel like they are. But no, they are not. And I'll be glad when that sort of mindset goes away. Thank you, Tariq. Same to you. Same to you. Oh, jeez. Mod tools should be giving the silence mute plus the timeout. Often, I'm going to look into if there's anything I can do with the mod tools and see if there's any adjustments that I need to make. So I thought putting you guys in the list was going to make it. Looking forward to Halloween Ends. You know what? Not as much as I was hoping to. And there's talk of a trailer coming out, and I'm not even excited to see the trailer. But you know what, Dee? Let's make a date, a live stream date, if you're game, to have another discussion about it, about how awful it is. Now, maybe it'll be good, and maybe I can view it as standalone good. But the problem is that Halloween Kills is a big issue. And so it was such a mess. I really do not know that it can be fixed with Halloween Ends. And I fear that it's not going to be. Thank you, Glenn. You should try to make it to the yearly roundup live streams more often. Yeah, we were talking about that. He says he's going to make sure that he's available for the 2006 one. So hopefully it will work out. I know things can come up and get in the way. But we have been missing you, Dee. So thank you. Missed you all as well. Got swamped by work. Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. It's all good, Dee. But you are always welcome.
It's all good.
Oh, you didn't come back as Michael Myers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead.
Maybe you should also do a reaction of Sad Robber.
Oh, Jesus, Sad Robber. We need to do a live rewatch night. Yeah, we should. Because I think there's tools you can use where you can log into these, these different apps or whatever and watch something together. Like you start the movie at the same time. I would love to do some sort of movie watch with you, Dee, sometime. I think that would be really fun. There have been many films that I've gone to, and I was like, it would be really cool if Dee was here and we could just gab and rip this movie apart. Because a lot of times I watch things like, I wonder what Dee thinks about this. It would be a lot of fun. We'll try to do that sometime. Night, everyone. Bye, Simon. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This was a lot of fun. I look forward to it again next year. And whenever the 2006 live stream is, going to be around, I'll let you guys know. I think there are some other sort of topics we would like to talk about, sort of themes that Simon had suggested. So maybe we'll do something like that. Thank you, Dee. I hope you have a great week as well, you guys. Smeagol dies tonight. It was funny. Okay, you guys. Bye, everyone.